Hello, sweetie. Settle my blood circle, sweetie. Okay, we've got this brand new B&T suppressor. I don't even know what it's called yet. I know nothing about it other than it's a reduced back pressure, 3D printed. Ooh, ooh. It looks fancy. I don't know if it works worth a shit, but it looks good. Feels good. Ooh, check that out.
Oh, damn, that's a lot lighter than it looks. Is this,
It might be titanium. Sounds like the One Ring.
So,
Hear that?
yeah.
Hub compatible SRB 556/DM. It goes down in the DMs, I've heard. I think I have heat stroke /DM. I wonder what the DM is. I don't know. We're gonna look like assholes whenever it's like it's explained to us and we're like, oh yeah, we knew that. Duck mouth. Yeah. All right, well let's rip it.
Oh, slimline RBS 556 DM direct mount.
Direct mount, okay. But it also is hub
It
compatible.
has,
yeah, whatever. Okay.
Okay, it works.
Hey everyone, James Reeves, TFBTV. You guys know my good buddy Chris Mudgett of B&T. He's brought a couple of fun little toys for us to look at today. Reduced back pressure, 3D printed suppressors coming from B&T. Very exciting, very, very new. Released yesterday, the 26th of June, right?
That is correct. That is correct. So B&T teamed up with Silencer Shop to do an exclusive SRBS, which is slimline reduced back pressure system. SRBS. So those are going to be available in 556, 762, which are 718 Inconel, and then titanium in 762. And what's cool is, you know, our previous versions of the RBS were a 52 millimeter tube. We went down to a 44 millimeter tube. And because we figured out how to scale and print our patent pending but famous star baffles into a 3D printed tube, you've got extreme efficiency. So you get a reduced back pressure system can, you get star baffles, they're all 3D printed. The Silencer Shop exclusives all come with a direct mount hub assembly, but they are hub compatible, so they'll fit any, you know, Chemo or our Rotex SF or NATO Spec A2 or other direct mount hubs. The Silencer Shop suppressors come in black. We've got a naked version of it here so that you can see, you know, what these things actually look like before they're Cerakoted. They get a high-temp Cerakote finish. They're unbelievable. We've got a low flash end cap here. Typically with a higher flow suppressor, there's no free lunch. And, you know, you get more noise, you get more flash. On average, these things are, we're seeing, you know, decibel measurements at the shooter's ear, a meter off the muzzle, and whatever the one that is behind your back, averaging about 138 dB out of a 11.5-inch barrel. So the cool thing about these things is they are quiet, they are light, they are high tech, but they're also very, very low flash. So James, I don't know if you've had the opportunity to shoot these in low light, but typically with a high flow can, again, there's no free lunch, and they're usually flashy boys, and these things are incredibly low flash.
Only at the very end, whenever I cranked up the speed, did I get the faintest whiff of gas. And I mean, like, smelled it a little bit. That's it. So in terms of the reduced back pressure, checks out. I'm not sitting here crying like I got pepper sprayed, like I asked a woman out on a date or anything.
Another cool thing about these are we're down to a 1.9% increase in bolt speed. So that increase is negligible. So most guns are designed to function without a suppressor attached. And adding one of our SRBS suppressors, you get that same 100% functionality of a gun without a suppressor, but with a suppressor, which is incredible. There's virtually no impact on the performance. And so, you know, some suppressors, you know, a higher back pressure suppressor, you're getting 20, 25, 30% increase. You know, which it creates more heat, wears parts out faster, you're breaking bolts. Like the guns aren't the bolt is not designed to move back and forth and lock and unlock that fast. And you shear bolts, you create heat, you know, we wear parts out quicker.
That ejection's not affected.
See, this is why I love having Chris Mudgett on the program. All of the questions that I had were just answered. A lot of people don't understand that Chris is also a journalist himself. So he knows what we want to know, and he tells us. Wonderful job. Now let's talk about some of these variations. You said there's going to be a 5.56 version, a 7.62 version, right?
Right.
And then you mentioned that there's going to be a titanium version, but if I understood you correctly, that one's only 7.62?
Yeah, that's correct. So they all look exactly the same. So they're black, direct thread, look just like this. They're SRBS, but yeah, the 5.56 and 7.62, 100% weldless 718 Inconel, and then yes, then there's a 7.62 100% titanium suppressor also. And that thing tips the scales, I think, with the direct mount at 9 ounces. I think it's 7 ounces without it. It's super light. You can pound on it even though it is titanium. We recommend very, limited, if any, full auto, but
yeah, I mean, that's the compromise with titanium. You get heat erosion. I mean, I'm sure. Is there a barrel restriction on it?
There isn't, but if you get them red hot, you don't want to get them red hot too many times. But if you have a high firing schedule, you want to shoot, full auto from the hip at refrigerators in your backyard range. The 718 Inconel will take anything you can possibly give it. So we have thrashed these things in testing. They take a licking and keep ticking or tick.
Yeah, I think you have to pay a royalty for that, Chris, just to let you know. The titanium version, I like. I'm big on titanium suppressors. I'm okay with the compromises that you get with titanium suppressors. Now, you're talking about low flash. Talk to me about sparking in titanium. Titanium, for those of you who don't know, can throw a little bit more spark than steel cans.
It definitely can. So here's what we've done with this. So a lot of that sparking has to do with the texture of the inside of the tube. These suppressors, even in titanium, are very, very low sparking. Now, there's essentially like a break-in period because there is like additional material that we do blow out, flush out of these things. And, when you first start shooting them, especially with like 7.62 by 51s, a 308 or 300 Win Mag, like you are going to get flash, more sparking than you will after about 150 rounds. After that, it really, really calms down. We do have a new coating that I guess we won't talk too much about right now, but that fully pretty much mitigates any sparking. So
Okay.
it's B&T is on the forefront of suppressor technology, as we have been for many years, and we've pretty much solved that issue on the sparkers.
Let's talk about the really important stuff, numbers. Release date came out yesterday. Price, how much are these guys going to cost?
Yeah, so here's the deal. So again, this is just an example of, just because we wanted to show 3D printing, this would be black. So the Silencer Shop SRBS exclusive suppressors, again, are all black. I want to say that they are $900 for the Inconel, or $899 on their website right now, and then $1,250 for the titanium. However, Silencer Shop is offering to pay the customer's tax stamp with every B&T SRBS exclusive suppressor that they're offering. So it's a super bargain. I don't think they've done that for months and months and months, and this is a promotion that we worked on with them. So you're not adding $200 like you typically would.
I mean, that's a $200 discount.
It is a $200.
And for those of you who don't know, it's like a 5,000% reduction in ATF. That's an honest number, not just something I think I remember reading 5,000% reduction in BATFE Form 4 wait times. So I did a Form 1 actually for an SBR for the Flux Raider, and that took, I think, like 8 days. So things are not taking a year and a half anymore. They're going like that. So you guys are probably out of inventory of everything.
We definitely are. And I just want to say one more thing about price, and I won't name names, but like these things are an incredible bargain for the price and the level of performance that you get out of them. I mean, I think our next closest competitor is probably in that $1,800 price point. After that, probably in your $1,500 or $1,600 price point. So essentially, I mean, nearly half the price. You've got a product that hits so far above its weight class. It's not even funny.
Listening to you talk about the specs, again, I'm biased. I'm a huge B&T guy. I love my Uncle Carl. Carl, if you're watching this, hello. I just can't believe what you guys have accomplished. And there is a bit of a compromise, as we mentioned, these reduced back pressure cans that we're seeing these days, not as quiet necessarily as the fully enclosed cans. However, and you don't know this, so I'm telling you for the first time, We brought these to Thunder Ranch, and we ran one of these next to, I think we used a Dead Air Sandman, which I love, a fully enclosed can. Now, look,
Fantastic.
yeah, they're incredibly durable. It isn't like they're very well known for being super quiet cans or anything, but they're wonderful cans. We love them, and we love the guys at Dead Air too. But we had these next to each other, and we're shooting from 16-inch guns from ARs. Back to back. Hop's got my BCM with a Sierra 5 on it. Luke has Hop's Blood Diamond H&R rifle with the new B&T suppressor on it.
All right, Sierra 5 first.
Going hot.
Had to get my 3 hits in.
James,
I'm saying the B&T is barely quieter.
I think it's quieter, especially if you're up here. You need to come up here.
I just took the ears off.
I only know what it sounds like when it misses. And then... I don't know, dude.
There's a different tone for
They
sure.
sound the same.
This has a lower tone. This has a much higher pitch tone.
Yeah, but they sound the same.
Yeah.
And I'd say that I'm not wearing ears. They're both pleasant to me. Like even
Yeah,
standing
they're
next
fine.
to that's not too bad.
I'm standing next to you. That doesn't hurt.
No, not at all. That is way louder by the house. I'll say that.
B&T is quieter for sure.
Yeah, I don't feel
Also,
any
I
difference
got
with the ear.
a little gas on this
Oh, a
one.
little gas on
Yeah,
that one.
little gas on the Sierra 5.
Okay. Do we have a verdict here?
So here's the thing. It's larger, quieter, and less gas.
Less gas.
This is more compact.
I think Luke summed it up best. So there we go. And we could virtually tell no difference. There was like maybe a tonal difference. And I think most people that were shooting even thought that these were quieter. So you guys have done a great job related to that. And before we close out, I'm convinced I want to buy one of these. I'm watching these. That Chris Mudgett, that is one slick, handsome salesman right there. And I'm going to get one of these. Why would I get a 5.56 version when I can just get the 30 cal version, the 7.62 version?
Really, it's up to you. If you've got a Mark 18, 11.5-inch MCX, I mean, you're going to get great performance out of a 5.56. But if you really want a general purpose, you can shoot 7.62, 300 black, 5.56, 6 millimeter, like whatever. I mean, the 7.62 is not a bad way to go. They really weigh the same. Less than an ounce difference between the two. So there's really no drawback. On a 5.56, the 5.56 is going to be a little bit quieter.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit less flashy just because of the technology that's built into that end cap.
Right. And we did some testing a few years ago with the guys at Silencer Co., also great dudes. And I think we got about a 4 or 5 decibel reduction between 5.56 versus 30 cal. So I bet you guys are probably going to be selling those 30 cals 2-to-1 on the 5.56. But, if you're a real aficionado, you want the quietest thing possible, 5.56 might be for you.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like I said, the big thing I think is you're going to get a slight decibel reduction and flash mitigation. And these things, like I said, especially in 5.56, kill the flash.
Chris, always great having you on the program. Guys, always great to have you watching. Make sure you subscribe to TFBTV and stay tuned because we're bringing you more. Take care.